Leap of Faith podcast fans. Welcome this week with yours truly, as always, Randy Silver. This week, we're going to be talking about leadership. Leadership is crowdsourced by you. This is continuing on with our January series of how you can better yourself and make 2022 your year. We talked about effective goal setting. We talked about emotional intelligence and how you can improve those. We talked about how you can ace a job interview last week and tips and examples from hiring managers like myself, how you can do it. And then this week, which was what a big ask for a lot of people reached out to me, was talk about leadership. I want to get into leadership. I'm an individual contributor. I want to have the opportunity to show that I deserve to manage people and I can be in leadership and I have those qualities. How do I do that? What do I need to prepare? How do I prove that in an interview, resume, all that goes around making sure that people know you are a good leader. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about leadership. And what is leadership? And I want to just also say as well, if you're watching on YouTube, I know everyone's on Spotify, Apple, all the good, please go to YouTube. I have a very cool immersive experience this week for us where you're going to see different pictures that I'm going to talk about and have these traits on. So it'll help you visually to look at this as well. So please go to YouTube if you don't, at Leap of Faith Pod on YouTube, or however you're watching, Spotify, Apple, or listening, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all that good. Thank you so much. Please do rate, like, subscribe. It helps us out. So we're going to talk about leadership. What is leadership and why you should listen to me? A leader is someone who inspires and motivates action. They have a can-do personality normally, and they are strong leadership skills, help them lead change and galvanize people to want to lead. So why am I someone who is someone you should listen to about leadership? If you don't know who I am, again, my name is Randy, first-time listener. Appreciate you being here. If you understand my background, this might be a recap. I am 29. I have been a leader at a corporate world for over 8 years now. When I was 21, I became a manager of a team called SDRs, sales development reps. I was managing people from 21 to 25-year-olds when I was 21. In on-the-job experience, what it takes to manage people in the corporate environment. Our startup had just got bought, so I had to help with the transition into a corporate world. I had to manage people young in their career and wanting to move up to the next level. How do I get them to get promotions? How do I get them to, one, even respect me as a leader? Because I went from being their peer to being their leader. And then as I gained more leadership experience, the team was very successful. They moved me at Cisco from just being the SDR team leader to then becoming the sales leader of the SMB team. I ended up having a leadership team below me of 2 managers. And overall, my team was across North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. So I had 25 plus people below me that I was managing and had direct managers, indirect managers, and direct reports, indirect. In my leadership style, I am a people leader. I'm there to support my team and what they're able to achieve. I want their success. So everything's how do I make you a better individual? I'm able to galvanize people in my leadership style because they want to work with me. They want to work for me because they understand I'm there for their best interest and I'm going to be there for them. And a lot of leaders sometimes don't have that mindset. And that's where you can understand where people say, oh, I don't like my leader and he doesn't understand where I'm coming from. It's only a numbers thing. There's so much more that goes into leadership than just hitting a number or relaying directions that need to get done and the projects that are going on. You need to be a great people leader, especially in today's age where we're a very people-centric organization, that you need to understand what they're looking for, what they want, and they will be that much more successful for you because they're working hard for you. They're not working against you. So I did that at Cisco, very well known there. I did a great job, made a lot of different networking connections, left to become a chief revenue officer at a company called Neat A/B Testing. Did that where I was now the head of sales and we were going to build out a team. After I did Neat A/B testing, I am now at Oyster, as many of you know, and I am leading our America sales team here. Excuse me. I have multiple reports below me, and currently I'm building the team out to have 8 to 10 people. I run North America sales. My leadership, his name is David. He's the director of North America. I'm the sales manager. First one, we're building out the team. And just like I did for Cisco, I'm going to be building out the team of sales reps, everyone below us, and I'm leading as a player coach, which is my favorite. A player coach is someone who is doing the job of their team, plus also managing their team. So I have a sales number that I need to hit. I'm doing sales day to day while also managing people and everything that goes with leadership. So I've been doing that for 8+ years now. Personally, I love leadership. I love managing. I would much rather be a leader and have people success versus my own success. What does it look like for me as a leader for success? One, of course, the team needs to hit their number and we need to be successful in doing what is needed there. But two, which I enjoy much more, is seeing people's career growth. In my time, I've had 25+ people promoted up in their careers. That could be to a new sales position, senior, a higher level, into marketing, product marketing, operations, their own leadership position on my team, other areas, or they left the organization and found a different job that was a step up. So overall, that's when I get the most happy. That's success. That's like a father sending their kid to college, mom sending their kid to college. That is me being successful, meaning I grew the person, they were successful on my team, and they're ready for the next step in their career. So I like to think that I have a great opportunity here with you, my Leap of Faith fans, to share what is leadership to me and share best tips or how you can do it. So that is what we're going to talk about today. That's a great high level. It gives you the backing of why me, Randy, is someone that you should listen to. So the first thing that we want to talk about is just what are the common leadership styles? So you kind of understand what type of style, and then we can go into the characteristics, of those leaders. So just change the immersive experience. So we can see here that we have 10 different common leadership styles. And we'll go through each one. So I'm just going to say each of them. 1, coach. 2, visionary. 3, servant. 4, bureaucratic. 5, laissez-faire or hands-off. 6, democratic. 7, pace setter. 8, transformational. 9, transactional, and 10, bureaucratic. So let's go through each one. We'll talk about each common leadership style. And again, this is for, work life, but this could also be translated to anything in your personal life where you're running clubs, you're running events, and your friends' skills, and your life skills with, a soccer mom, whatever that may be, where you are helping lead people. If you're a coach, whatever, this can really help. Number one is what I love to do the most: be a coach, motivational. I have a sports background. Everything around me, my whole life around sports. I still play sports. So I love to be a motivational coach. I like to understand how I can help people be successful. And you need to understand, when you're coming in on a Monday, sometimes the people aren't going to have the same motivation that they do, say, on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or a Thursday or Friday. So when you have one-on-ones with people, which you usually like to have at least once a week with the reps that you're leading, what is going to help them have that vision to be successful? What are you going to motivate them? Maybe they just want to talk about their life. Maybe they want to talk about the numbers in the business. Maybe they need your help to understand a new tool that came out, a new product. Hey, we need help in our sales deals. Hey, I help in my project. So you want to understand what they need, because you need to coach them up and to be successful. And then 2, you also need to galvanize them to want to be successful as well. So what does that look like? When you have team meetings, when you have people with you, is it just kind of standard, or do you have a speech prepared to be able to help them understand what they need? Do you have the ability to get people to want to follow you versus just be there? Have you always had that intuitive value where people are like, you know what, you're a leader. You're always showing people the way, and then people come next. So you want to be like that football coach, basketball coach. You got to motivate people to want to be successful. They should have that intrinsic value themselves, of course, but you need to have that motivation. And to have that motivation, that's where we go to number 2, visionary, where you are progress focused and inspirational. So you as the leader have the vision for the team. Hey, y'all, we want to make sure that we get you promoted in 12 to 18. Excuse me. So you want to be a visionary for the team. You want to make sure that you understand how to get the team to the next level. Hey, y'all, we want to make sure we get you promoted in the next 12 to 18 months. This is the steps that you need to do in hitting your number and relaying these types of skills to us to be successful. When you're a visionary, then you're also going up to your leadership, which are probably more senior leaders, maybe C-level executives. What's the vision for the company overall in the grander scheme, 12, 18, 24-month vision? And how do you break that vision down to what your team can do to enact the bigger vision and also play into that vision? So you're very forward looking, and you're able to give progress updates. You're able to give feedback. You're able to motivate them. You're able to have a vision for the collective team, each individual, whatever that may be, to have that ability. And this will also have people want to work for you, because they will say, oh, Randy has this really long view. Randy's really helped me get to where I want to go. Randy's really seeing the bigger picture, and that's something that I want to be a part of. So when you're very visionary, you're able to have a very grand view. Number 3, servant, humble and protective. And this is something I believe as well, is when you're leading people, you're their servant. You're there for them. You're there to help take away roadblocks. You're there to help make sure that they're successful, and you're there to help make sure that their success is translated and people know about that. It's never your success as a leader. A good leader will never say, my team hit, I did. It's the team did it. These people did it. They did it. I'm a byproduct of their success. They're all their hard work. I'm just here to navigate, make sure there's no roadblocks. I'm here to make sure that they're successful, because their success is our success. So I'm really there to serve you. That could be that I need to take meetings for you because you're out sick. That could be that you need me to help break down barriers with other teams to get the correct content created. That could be you need me on a meeting with you with a customer to help out, relay a vision, relay the message, relay the product. This could be that I need to work very closely with other teams to make sure that we have what we need to be successful. So I'm there to serve my team. I'm leading this team, and my ultimate goal is how can each individual on the team be successful, and how can I be successful by doing them. And if I'm able to make the team successful, that means that I'm a leader successful. It's never I'm successful, it's the team is successful. And when you relay that message and say Slack channels, across emails, and you always say team success, it's going to galvanize people. People are going to feel like you're coaching them up. They're going to see the vision that you have because they want to be part of your team and what you are building. Number 4, autocratic. So there are some people here, and again, this is different leadership styles, who are authoritarian and result focused. I am not one of these people. Of course, I'm in sales, so we are result focused. We need to hit our sales numbers, our pipeline numbers, our meeting numbers, all to go with it to be successful. But when you come as a leader, as authoritarian, and it's my way or the highway, that's going to disillusion people, and they're not going to want to be with you. They're going to see you as a dictator. We all know what dictatorships mean and all that goes with. And that's not something that people want to be around. They want to feel like they have a voice in what they're trying to achieve on that team and over the leader. If you're saying, this is it, this is the rule, we have to go this way. Sorry, no ifs, ands, or buts. We got to do it. People may do it. Are they going to be energized to do it? Probably not. Are they going to want to do it? Probably not. Are they going to stay with you on your team or with you in the business for a long time? Probably not. So you want to make sure that you can try to delegate, or you give people opinions. Hey, y'all, this big project's coming down the line. We want some input from you about what you think is the best way to create this project, deadlines, people to work with. Hey, y'all, we have sales numbers coming up. Hey, we want to make sure that we have the correct trainings. What type of trainings do you want? What type of things do you need? And you may have an idea already, but then they may tell you something in that process that you don't know. And 2, you're going to get the best feedback from everyone together. And they're going to look at you like, he's a visionary. He's a coach. He's asking for our opinion. So we're going to get the correct stuff that we need. And then you'll get success as a leader because the team is successful and because you help set up that success. So you can go autocratic. It's not my way of going. If you want to be that type of authoritarian, that is up to you. But I'm telling you, it's not something that people respond well to. The next, number 5, laissez-faire or hands-off. So this is where you're more delicatory. This is where, as a leader, you let people do their thing. This can be something where you understand the team knows the job. The team understands what they need to do. Then the team understands the day-to-day. So you're there, hey, I'm going to just take my hands flat and make sure that I can help you however I can. Is it something that you need me to help break down some roadblocks? Is it something that we need to meet every 2 weeks? Is it something where you're going to ask me for help and I'll just let you do your thing because you understand what you're doing? All these play into that fact, because As a latest favorite manager, you understand that the team knows what they're doing best, and I'm here to help you. So you may need to step in from time to time to be able to be successful in getting them where they want to go. But more often than not, you can say, hey, you guys are good to go. You don't need my help. And that plays into number 6, democratic. This is where you're supportive and innovative. So this is kind of the opposite for autocratic, where I talked about discipline, authoritarian. Democratic, you ask for people's opinions, as I talked about. You want people to give you ideas. You want it to be a supportive environment. People really enjoy that. They don't want to feel like they're just a cog in the system. They want to be a part of the gears in that system making it happen. Again, there's sometimes it's like, hey, leadership from above said this, so we need to make this happen. So let's brainstorm. What are some ways we can make this happen? So you can come with some big authoritarian ideas that need to happen. But then how does those ideas happen? Make it democratic. Let them know. It's even as simple as, hey, y'all, we want to have a customer or a company party coming up in December. What are some ideas you want to do? Hey, we have someone's birthday coming up. How can we celebrate? Small things like that build team chemistry. They show you as a leader are invoking them. And then they're also going to be happy that you're having that. It also could be in the sense that you as a leader can help try to delegate some tasks to these people as well. Hey, I'm really busy on Friday. I need someone to hop in this leadership meeting for me and take notes or be a part of the active. Hey, Randy, do you want to do that? So you're able to then use some Democrat and give them opportunity to learn about leadership as well in this style. Number 7, pace setter, hopeful and motivational. So let's talk about this. This again goes back to number 1 and 2, coach and visionary, where you want to be there for the team. You want the team to be seen as forward thinking. You want the team to be seen as a leader within the company that you guys are doing. And this is how you can do it as a pace setter. You're coming up with new ideas that help grow the team. You are coming up with new innovative ways to either create new projects, sell new content, whatever you're doing. And it's going to help evolutionize everybody on the team. And those ideas can get picked up not by just your team, everybody around the team. And so you're setting up new ideas, you're setting new motivational skills, you're creating new helpful tips that help people move forward. And this is a leader, how you can then get yourself to move up is leadership will see that you're doing things outside the box. And they want you to continue to grow in that role with, say, more teams, a more senior role, and spread that up not just from your normal team right now. We're going to promote you up to manage 4 different teams. So that way all 4 teams are seeing the benefit of what you're doing. Number 8, transformational, challenging and communicative. So how are you transforming the team? Are you just going to keep the status quo if you're a new leader coming into an organization? Or are you going to try to create new ideas? Again, as pace setter, how are you going to make people better? Again, this goes back to that coaches. If everybody's hitting 80% of their quota, which is cool, you want people at 100 to hit their goal. How do you change the ways to 100% of their goal? How are you going to get them to think outside the box to try to create new content, create new projects, be able to create new apps, be able to engineer a new product? What do you need to do to transform that? And how you communicate that to them? Are you over relaying in Slack, in emails, in WebEx Teams? Are you able to really be that manager where they understand what's happening day to day? Do you give them just a project and they have 2 weeks to do it? Or you continue to ask for updates throughout the week? Are you able to tell them the why behind the project, the why behind the deadline, so they feel invested in what is happening? Number 9 is transactional focus, which means is performance focused. So we need him a goal, and that's what we're focusing on. This is probably a lot more geared towards sales or people in a revenue generation position. This is something that can be great when you're like a sales leader. Hey, we need to hit a number and then a number. And if you have those goals and your ultimate goal is to hit those numbers and you get people there, great. You'll probably be looked at good. But in other areas where you're a servant, maybe laissez-faire, democratic, you lose points there because it's just, I need a number, I need a number, I need a number. In the one-on-ones that you have with people, you want to talk about how can we get you to that number? Right now, you're at 40% of your goal. We have 2 months left. What are some techniques we can use to, one, pick it up? How can I help break down barriers? Where can I help you become better? And that will help move that performance, move that needle closer and closer to where we need it to go. I personally do not like transactional that much. I prefer to talk about performance in the grand schemes of everything that we're talking about. And then lastly, we have bureaucratic, which is hierarchical and duty focused. So this is really, again, where my senior leadership told me this, so we need to do this. As a result, this is your project, these are your goals, and this is why you need to do it. So it's really point A to point B, point C. It's just step A to step B to step C. So you really are just following directions. Some people may like this. They're just very motivated. Give me a project, give me an assignment, I'll get it done. Other people, again, want to feel more democratic. They want to feel like they're being served, to be able to have input into what is happening. So you need to be careful with this one, because a lot of people may lose you in the team if they feel like their voice isn't being heard. So altogether, these 10 are the common leadership styles: coach, visionary, servant, bureaucratic, laissez-faire, democratic, pace setter, transformational, transactional, and bureaucratic. These leadership styles are how you can start to dictate your mindset, dictate your voice, dictate the way that you want to have people see you. So when you are in leadership, or when you are currently in leadership, you start to pan these out. And when you pan these out, this will then come to what we talked about, the 10 characteristics of every good leader. So yes, you can have all these different leadership styles, fair enough. But if you don't have these characteristics of a good leader, then you're not going to have people want to be galvanized to work for you. You're not going to have people who are going to really want to drive forward, and it may actually have a negative effect at you. So I just changed the immersive background again, so you can see here on the screen if you're on YouTube. 10 characteristics of a good leader. And if you're just listening to audio, those are: 1, integrity; 2, ability to delegate; 3, communication; 4, self-awareness; 5, gratitude; 6, learning agility; 7, influence; 8, empathy; 9, courage; 10, respect. So let's go through each one and why. 1, integrity. As a leader, you need to have the integrity. People need to want to trust you. They need to want to believe you. They need to want to be able to want to follow you, as we talked about. So you need to have the most up integrity. If people aren't going to trust what you're saying, if people aren't going to believe what you're saying, if people aren't going to sit there and think that what you're saying is something that is truthful, then they're not going to want to work for you. You're going to be disillusioned. They're not going to want to work for the business. They're going to feel out of touch. They're going to feel a lack of respect. So you need to make sure you always have integrity. For me personally, I'd rather be upfront and be honest than be deceitful and hide information. So sometimes when the flaw for me is, I may overshare. I'm not going to say or share anything that I'm told I'm not allowed to, but I may dive deeper into the conversations than I need to as a manager, because I want them to understand the backing of it. So for me, maybe I have too much integrity, which I personally don't think so, because I want to be able to have people trust. So when I tell people things, they really believe it because they understand the thought process behind it, and they know the thinking of what's going on. So they see my integrity, and I'm like, hey, these are the goals. These are coming from upper leadership. So these are what we get, and these are the reasons why we have these goals. Now let's break these down, understand what they are, and how we can go to them in a more bite-sized manner to hit benchmarks to get to that goal. So integrity is very key. Of course, integrity throughout life with your family, your friends, everything. High character people, high character integrity. 2, ability to delegate. I think this is also very key in leadership, because leadership can be creating a lot of confusion in the terms that there's a lot of different things you need to do, and you may not know how to do it. You need to lead your team. If you're a player coach like me, you need to be able to do the sales. You need to meet with other team members in marketing and product marketing, legal, and operations engineering. So how do you manage all these different teams that you're coexisting with to get to the common goal? How do you manage up to your leadership, to your C-level executives? How are you able to understand their goals and needs? So when you can delegate tasks to people on your team to help you out, and 1, this will help make sure the tasks will get done in a timely, efficient manner, and you're not overworked. And 2, they will feel a part of the team. They'll feel part of that bigger goal, and you're giving them on-the-job training to learn what leadership is. For example, we're building a culture team here at Oyster. So I created a Slack room. I have 5 people from the different teams that we're working with in there. I told them, hey, we want to create this. I want this to be a valued input of everybody. So we're going to delegate tasks to each person. Someone's going to be the birthday person. Someone's going to be the holiday person. Someone's the anniversary person. Someone's going to be the swag person. And let's all come together from our respective goals and what we need to do when we meet every 2 to 3 weeks and talk about what we need to do for this month and create the good team culture all goes with it. So they all feel, one, empowered because they have specific roles that they could do. And 2, if I had to do it all myself, that could take me hours to get everything together. Now each person does 10, 15 minutes. So in terms of other things you can do, we have on our team in sales meetings, we have win rooms where we talk about deals. Every week, we have someone else bring a deal to the room and we talk about it. So we're delegating each person some time here and there to then get everybody better. On our leadership team, we have different projects in, say, Notion or Asana that we're working on. You make notes. Hey, Randy, I need you to help me on this part. This is your forte. Hey, Randy, this part is a little bit more specific to you. Can you give us input here? And then we'll take it back up to leadership. So when you delegate out, people are going to be empowered and also isn't going to put all that pressure and work on you. They're going to see you as a good leader because you're listening to people and taking their input, which takes you to point number 3, communication. For me, communication is key. If you don't communicate, people are going to be lost. They're going to have questions. They're going to wonder. But when you over communicate, you'll never get in trouble. So I try to tell people as much as everything. I give them all the information. I read everything I do in Slack, Notion, emails. Does it make sense? Could someone have a question to what I said? Cool. Let me make sure I put a second sentence out there to answer that question preventively. So I'm communicating, hey, I need to take PTO today. Hey, I'm going to be out of office today, especially when you're a leader and you don't understand where your reps are. People ghost you, vice versa. If your leadership is asking where you at, what you're doing, it always creates issues. So when you over communicate to people, it will help them know, hey, this guy is here for me. This girl is here for me. And 2, when something is really needed, you communicate that, they're going to understand that, hey, this is important because he's always communicating and he's saying, I need help. I need help. But if you're not communicating, I need help. Hey, I don't understand this. No one's going to know. That could come bite you in the butt because then it's what's going to happen to you. That project never got done by your team. You didn't understand the right rules, so you guys didn't do it correctly. You're not around, so people are asking what's going on. So you need to over communicate on all times, especially as a leader, because people will feel empowered and they'll understand what's happening. Number 4, self-awareness. This is something, again, that's big in life is, what are you like as a leader? What are your flaws? So for me, I've been at Oyster for 3-4 months. I'm still getting the ropes of the different HR tech, the different laws, legislation around the rules. And I go, hands up. One of my reps, I was having one-on-one and she was asking me some questions and I didn't know the answer. So I had to say, hey, you know what? I don't know your answer. And I apologize for that. It's something that I should know. I'm still new to the company, learning all this stuff. So I don't have an answer. Let me go back to my leadership. Let me go back to other people in the team and get that answer and come back to you. So 1, I'm communicating that I don't have the answer so that she doesn't feel like I'm BSing her or fair enough, I don't have it. And 2, I'm self-aware of why I don't have it, relaying it. So now we're on the same page and she's like, okay, you know what? Fair. He's over communicating. He's telling me what's happening. So this is why self-awareness is really important because you need to make sure you understand how you look in team leadership. You might think you're doing the best leader, everything's going well, but everyone around you is like, this person sucks. This person doesn't talk. This person doesn't galvanize us, doesn't motivate us. So having self-awareness is really important, which takes again to a gratitude, which is something, point number 5, we talked about a bunch. When you have gratitude, you're just going to be an overall better person. You're giving the team success, not your success. It's the company's success, not your success. You're really enabling everybody to feel good because they're making you look good as a leader. As any team, sports team, you're only as good as your weakest link. You're only as good as your best player. So I need to have gratitude that, hey, we're all together on the team. We're pulling it together. We're hitting our numbers and we're moving forward. So having gratitude for what they're doing as well will allow them to work harder for you because they're going to feel, hey, you know what? I know that you worked an extra hour or 2 on Wednesday. Thank you so much. How about you take Friday, take a half day for working over the week. Hey, I know that the past 2 weeks have been super hard. It's tax season. You haven't got to spend time with your family a lot. I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate all the hard work you're doing. I know it's almost over, and when it's over, we'll be able to delegate some time so you can catch up on sleep and things like that. When people just hear messages and they see messages like that, they know that you're there for them, you're fighting for them, you recognize them, and they will want to continue the work because they feel appreciated. Number 6, learning agility. So as a leader, we always want to be learning. My goal as a leader is always to be the first person to understand the new tool, the new product, the new release, new whatever that may be. So one, I can then teach my team and then be able to be that leader, the visionary for them, understanding what it's doing. And 2, always be growing our skills. Maybe I don't understand, I have self-awareness as a leader. I need to teach myself self-awareness. As we talked about in emotional intelligence, we talked about interviewing. How are you able to continue to learn, to grow your skills and to diversify? So you're becoming a better version of yourself every day, which will then translate you being a better leader for everybody around you. Number 7, influence. How are you able to influence decisions, influence your team, influence what's happening? So a leader, obviously you're in those conversations with other leadership. You're talking about planning meetings, goal setting meetings, project meetings. Do you have a voice in those meetings? Are you just sitting there quiet, listening in? How are you able to, if you do have a voice, are people going to believe you? Are they going to want to listen to your ideas? How are you going to influence decisions? And then you take that down to your team. When you're sharing information with your team, are they going to believe you? Are they going to want to work for you? Are they going to fight back with you? How are you able to get them to understand the mindset that you have, and how do we get them to where you want to go? So that influence is very key. Again, you don't want to overdo the influence and try to do it to the point where people are going to be mad at you. People are going to say that you're not listening to them. But as a leader, you want to be able to influence and have those decisions because you're seen in that leadership position. Number 8, which is empathy. Now, again, this goes back to what we talked about earlier. Is how do you have empathy for your team? Again, gratitude. Hey, understanding it's tax season. You're not seeing your family a lot, working long hours. Thank you so much for your hard work. We're going to buy you lunch on Friday as a token of gratitude. You know what? I understand that you're sick. How about you just take today off? I'll cover for you in your meetings. Come back tomorrow. Feel refreshed and better. We don't want you to work through sick and get more sick. Hey, Randy, I know that you've been working extremely hard. It's been a tough couple of days. Just wanted to show you a token of appreciation. So again, as a leader, when you show empathy for your workers, especially when they are working extremely hard and they're going above and beyond, they will appreciate that. They will understand that you're there for them. You understand what they're going through, and they're going to be galvanized to work harder because they're feeling empowered. Which takes it to points number 9 and 10, courage and respect. When you have courage and respect as a leader, that is kind of the icing on the cake. Do you have courage to challenge decisions from senior leadership? Are you just going to be a yes man? Leaders told you this is the goal, this is the number, these are the projects. Okay, I have to tell my team and do it. Are you going to ask why? Why are we doing that? What's the end game for this? Is this necessary? Is there a different way to do it? And a good leader above you, again, will have these traits as well, will understand where you're coming from and help dialogue, communicate through it, learning agility. And then you need to have courage then with your team, when they're pushing back on you, if there's questions, to understand their mindset and also to relay what is happening. And if it's a very hard stance or policy, why? What is the reason? Communicate to them. What goes back to respect is, we're all humans. We're all adults, depending where you are in your life. You could be in high school listening or watching this, but having respect for people. As a leader, I respect everybody in my team, regardless of the performance they have, regardless of walks of life. This respecting someone is going to only get you in a better foot, get you better performance, get you everywhere you want to go. So you want to respect their time. You want to make sure you're showing up to meetings on time because that's respect. You want to make sure that you do what you say. Respect. Hey, I'm going to send you follow-up email by the end of the day. 2 days later, I haven't heard from you. That's a lack of respect. Hold your integrity. Hold your word. Hold everything that goes with it. So altogether, these 10 characteristics of a good leader: integrity, ability to delegate, communication, self-awareness, gratitude, learning agility, empathy, courage, and respect. If you can practice these characteristics, you'll be able to then move forward and share these in interviews and obviously perform them in the actual walk of life. So all that together allows you as a leader to do what is our last point here, is how to now be a good leader. What are the overall arching ideas for you in leadership? And I may now dive into real examples for us. We have, again, I changed the slide here. So last part of YouTube, so we can see we got teamwork, motivation, competence, skills, responsibility, communication, power, and support. You can see that many of these skills actually are very transferable. We've talked about this a little bit as well, and it helps you be a good leader. We're able to do this on our team at Oyster. So what is teamwork? We have multiple team meetings where we have Q&As. So it's just an open room 3 times a week for anybody to come in, ask any type of question, and people will be able to answer it. So you're not feeling isolated, especially in remote work. People are able to get together, help each other out. We have Slack rooms where people are always answering stuff like that. I talked about Win Room where people can come in, we talk about deals. We're able to get on phone calls and have people answer phones and help us out with what is needed. And you're able to reach out to people. This really helps people feel part. Again, if there's different projects going on, you have bandwidth and you can help people out. But being able to give people support, they're going to feel empowered and they're going to say, hey, Randy leads a good team. Everybody's a good team worker. Everybody feels interconnected. And that goes to motivation is if you have a sales number, if you have a revenue number, if you have projects need to hit, you got KSOs. How are you motivating people to hit that team? If you're hitting your goals quarter by quarter as a leader, it's going to make you look very good because that means your individuals they're happy. The management above you is going to be happy. You'll get promoted up through that, whatever type of thing that may be. When it comes to competence, how is the team going? Are they able to understand the projects? Are they understanding the task at hand? Are people saying, you know what, that team's actually never really living up to expectations. That team's actually always off the record. That team's not really a good corporate citizen. So how are they competent and what are you needing to do? And how are you going to up-level the team to provide competence? Do you need to create trainings? Do you need to get an outside third-party vendor to motivate, train? What are you doing to help up-level everybody? Which takes you to skills, which is what are the skills the teams have? You know, if you're hiring salespeople, again, I know a lot of sales as a sales leader, what are the tools that we need to have to make them successful? What are the different trainings we need to have to make them successful? What are the individuals we're trying to hire in interviews? How are we going to make sure that they're bringing skills that we need or bringing outside skills that can help up-level the whole team? So what are the skills that you're helping enable as a leader or people you're hiring to bring on to be successful? And how do you correlate the other team? Do you have an enablement team that helps you with that? Do you have your C-level team that you can help drive the right people to get hired to help with that team? So you're able to translate data across the board, which goes to your responsibility as a leader of leading the whole team. You have to deal with people wanting to take PTO, which is their right in the business. People who are taking care of family members who may be sick. They could be sick out. They may, for whatever reason, just not show up to work. Hopefully, God forbid that doesn't happen. Your responsibility as a leader is to then pick up what is needed to make that team successful. If you have 3 people out in PTO, then how are you going to make sure you do 3 people's job? Because you're leading the team and that's on you to take care of it. A lot of people this year wanted to take the holiday break between Christmas and New Year's as always. I did not want to do it. And I knew people on my team wanted to do it. So I volunteered to work the whole break for 3 or 4 people. And I took care of everything needed. And I was there for them. Can they feel empowered that, you know what, Randy's letting me take some time off with my family and I don't have to worry about it. He's got it. And 2, they're going to look at me, because I'm supporting them. I'm helping them out. They're feeling empowered. I'm communicating to them that I want them to be on break, have no holiday, have no worries during the holiday. So go ahead. And I'm taking that responsibility upon me. And people are going to want to work harder for you. They're going to want to come to your team. Leadership is going to see that you're going above and beyond. So all in all together, it's when you have responsibility, it makes you into a good leader. The last part, go all together, communication, power, and support. As really talked about, I don't need to dive deeper into it. Communicating is key, making sure everybody above you understands what's happening, everything below you, and why everything is going on. And when you support people, you're able to provide them emotional support, mental support, physical support, support in their meetings, support in their team calls, whatever it may be. They're going to feel empowered. They're going to want to work, and they're going to have the power to be successful because you're driving the right conversation. You're driving the right skills. You're driving the right ability for people to want to move forward. So leadership is something that doesn't just happen. Many people want to be a leader. Many people think they're a good leader, but in all reality, not everybody is a good leader. You need to be able to galvanize people. You need to be able to motivate people. You need to be able to have positivity for people. You need to be able to give people feedback and creativity. I think a feedback part is hard because sometimes the feedback is really key. It's really important to make people better. And that could be good feedback or bad feedback. So you really need to make sure when you're providing feedback, how do you do it in a constructive way that's not going to build them down, to break them down? How do you provide feedback to build them up, to make them better? So giving out that feedback is extremely important. You can do it in many different ways, and we can talk about it on the different podcasts if you want to. When you give creativity, positivity, people are going to, again, be valued on the team. They're going to feel empowered on the team. They're going to want to work on the team. So it's very important to be able to give all that for your team members as a leader, because they're going to feel successful. And then lastly, when you motivate the team and communicate with the team, that's when the team's going to start to grow. They're going to start to be successful. They're going to start to really drive business forward. They're going to solve problems, and they're going to be people that are going to be successful in the company, which are going to make you successful as a leader. So overall, these are leadership skills that we've talked about over the course of the whole podcast. We've given examples about leadership. We've given you ideas, again, watching on YouTube or listening in the audio, of how you can be a good leader and the skills that you need. So these skills, along with everything we talked about, again, the previous weeks around goal setting, emotional intelligence, and how to ace a job interview and the skills that go with it, are helping you now see for 2022 how you can either find new skills you need to get yourself successful, B, how you're able to use the skills you currently have to continue your success, or 3, how you're able to now communicate what you need to your leadership, communicate to people and your peers of what we want to have, or what we can have, or what we need to have to be successful. So all of these are meant to help enable your success out there, Leap of Faith fans, so that way you're able to grow your skills, grow your mindset, move yourself to your goals of what you want in 2022 and beyond. Myself, Randy, I try to practice all these all the time, as I already talked about. I really believe in this. I believe in the motto called one team, one dream. And I say that all over sales calls. I say all over team calls. I say all over WebEx meetings, Zoom meetings, whatever, Slack, because we're all in it together. And for my team, their success is my success. My success is their success. And they already said, their success is everything. It's never I did it, never my team did it. It's they did it. They did it. They did it. I'm only as good as my team. So overall, that is Leap of Faith this week, talking about leadership skills and how you can get yourself in leadership and what you can do when you are in leadership to galvanize a team, be successful, and continue on. My name is Randy Silver. This is the Leap of Faith podcast. If you like this stuff, again, please do like, please subscribe on all channels, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Spotify, Apple, all the good. Sorry. At Randy Silver 09, at Leap of Faith Pod. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope you can go be the best leader you can be, whatever walk of life, whatever business that may be. I hope you stay healthy, stay wealthy, and have a great week. Leaders out there, go be successful. Deuces.